Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Charting Markets with Jeremy. For today, let's take a look at the Nasdaq 100 index after seeing some volatility kicking in just last week due to the more hawkish FOMC minutes. It does look like the market is currently starting to show some stabilization. And in fact, we have seen some bullish price action actually showing up just over the past few trading sessions. So let's just start off by looking at the longer time frame chart first. This is the weekly time frame chart on the Nasdaq 100 index. And as you can see over here, we have actually been trading in a kind of a consolidation correction phase going back since November of last year and pretty much heading nowhere. Key highlight right now, at least from this chart, is to place your attention on the red line, which is the 20-week moving average. You can see since the Nasdaq 100 actually bottomed out from the COVID low of period in March, the Nasdaq 100 has been pretty much trading in a nice bull run, a nice rally, and the kind of pullback that we have seen have all been well supported by the 20-week moving average, which is the red line on the chart. So you can see I've highlighted 4 different occasions over here. All points towards a nice support coming in at the 20-week moving average. The very first one that actually happened was in November of 2020, and the more recent one actually happened back in October of just last year. So you can see over here, the chart structure has been pretty much organized here for the Nasdaq 100 index, where the market tends to actually respect the 20-week moving average pretty closely. And it's also no surprise that just this week alone, we started to see some buying pressure kicking in near the 20-week moving average once again. So key take-home point, at least from looking at the longer-term time frame chart, this weekly chart tells us that as long as we can get yet another bullish close back above this 20-week moving average, which looks like it's going to happen just this week, then probably we'll likely see this uptrend resuming once again. And possibly the Nasdaq 100 will likely see a further breakout higher to search for the next resistance, probably somewhere near 17,000 points, probably over the next 2 to 3 months out. So that is the base case scenario that we are kind of expecting, where the 20-week moving average will hold up once again. However, just to cover the downside, which we don't think will happen, but if it does actually close below the 20-week moving average for the Nasdaq 100 index, then there could be a chance that we would see a further sell-off down to around the 60-week moving average at around 14,300 points before we see the next uptrend actually resuming. So that is the more bearish scenario, which currently the price action isn't really suggesting for that. And if I were to point you towards the kind of a nearer term view right now, looking at the daily time frame chart, you can kind of still see some bullish price action showing up more clearly over the past 3 trading sessions. So let me just highlight some key points from the daily time frame chart. So we managed to actually draw this uptrend line going back since March last year. And if you were to look more closely, the past 2 deeper pullback that we have seen for the Nasdaq 100 has been firmly supported by this uptrend line once in May, as well as the more recent one back in October of last year. So it's also no surprise that this time around, this current pullback or correction phase, we saw this kind of a bullish reaction once again at this uptrend line. As the market is again respecting this uptrend line pretty strongly. And if I were to zoom in closely, you can see on Monday itself, we actually saw a sharp sell-off. However, there was actually quite a strong late-day reversal that actually kicked into the market, which then eventually led to the formation of this hammer reversal bar, bouncing off this uptrend line that we just mentioned. So I guess right now the uptrend line is a crucial level to watch, and as long as this uptrend line holds, then we believe this general longer term kind of a bull market will still stay intact for the Nasdaq 100 index. So possibly with this hammer reversal bar that has been established, we would probably expect this low at around 15,167 points to likely be the current bottom for the Nasdaq 100 index. And in fact, you can see the follow-through movement over the past 2 trading sessions on Tuesday as well as Wednesday is also encouraging in terms of supporting this bottom for the Nasdaq 100 index. Looking at it from another point of view, there could also be a triple bottom formation that is forming right now, especially with this recent rebound that we saw where price managed to actually recover back above this key support at around 15,540 points. All in suggests to us that there could be a possibility that we are seeing this triple bottom formation playing out right now. And what this means is as long as this floor at around 15,540 points holds, then the Nasdaq 100 will likely see a retest of this previous high of around 16,500 points as the first target. That will give us an upside of around 4%. And for this triple bottom formation to actually complete, I think there is a high likelihood that we'll see a further breakout above this near-term ceiling to possibly search out for the next psychological resistance at around 17,000 points. So probably over the next 2 to 3 months out, kind of a more feasible target that we are watching is somewhere near 17,000 points, representing about 7% upside. So yeah, right now I think the bullish price action still suggests for that particular outlook. And just to cover the downside, I think we are watching for this near-term support to hold pretty closely. So support level wise, near-term support we are watching for 15,540 points to around 15,300 points to actually hold. So if you were to get any form of pullback, I think that would be the level that will likely see some form of a consolidation, and then eventually leading to some buying pressure, followed by a rebound back up into the uptrend. I think that is all we have for today, and we'll see you guys in the next one.